You're on.
Hello, I'm Jonathan Carlson.
Matt Curren.
Logan Lair.
We're presenting today on the Bloomberg project, and Logan, you're going first?
I'm
No,
going
this
to.
Matt, sorry.
So a few major points about our article is that Navient is the largest student loan servicer. They handle about 1 in 4 Americans who owe money on their student loans. They recently had government lawsuits filed against them because they are shortcutting. They're shortcutting and trying to save costs. So they have allegedly opted to postpone payments on accounts rather than find the plan that best fits them. So they've been they've been
Shortcutting them.
yeah, they've been shortcutting them, and then they they've been
There you go.
So we initially chose this article because it was recently written. It was written at the end of January of this year, and some of the articles available to us dated back to, as far as I saw, was 2015, and this is just more recent, relevant to us. Secondly, we chose the article because the lawsuit involved billions of dollars. So basically, big numbers are interesting, especially when those numbers represent large sums of money. But most importantly, we chose this article because it's very relevant to you and I. The show of hands, if you don't mind sharing, who here has student loans? I know I do. You have student loans. A lot of you have student loans. Actually, the nation has $1.3 trillion in student loan debt. And so to see a company who is in their position increasing that debt by misguiding you and I, instead for their personal gain, rather than trying to help us become functioning economic members of society, it's kind of disappointing. And this actually fosters just a growing distrust in financial institutions. This is especially true for those who were coming of age in 2008, 2009 during the financial crisis. You had people going into a lacking job market and families declaring bankruptcy while big banks are being bailed out by the government.
That was all. Sorry. So what we learned from this article is that student loan repayment is very complicated. There's lots of different plans and like just ways that the government wants their money to be repaid, or whoever you borrow from. And Navient, which is a third-party loan collector, they don't always have your best interests in mind. So it's better to be informed about what you're repaying and like how you're going to repay. And whatever you choose to repay, make sure it fits you best, to where you're not ending up repaying with interest, or like too much interest that you don't need to pay. And also with this, bad business practices are always uncovered. And what they were doing was very subtle. Like they would send emails but not actually say what they were doing in the email. They just direct you to their site. So like it was misinformation to their clients and everything. And that was uncovered, and it caused billions of dollars in extra interest that people like us would have to pay.
So what we learned in this is just a summary, and to be able to what is applicable to us. So what we pulled out of this is minimize student loans if at all possible. For me, myself, and a couple of others that I know around here have gone to junior college first. It's a great option to be able to cut costs, and therefore you don't have to go to all of those high interest rates for those student loans. Another thing is ask questions about your plan. As they had stated, that the emails weren't very informative of what was actually going on and the importance of what was going on. And that could have been solved by, yes, the company being more upfront, but also if the person with the loans would have dug a little bit more and known exactly what information they needed and why they needed the information, and not just, oh, I have to pay off my student loans, this is what's best fit for them. The next step is actually to know your plan. What was discussed in the article is people knew they were in a plan, and then because they had missed a deadline, because they hadn't updated updated their information. They got pulled out of a plan based on their income and put into a plan based on the sum of the total cut up into parts. So with that, the interest rate was higher, and they were totally upside down. They were never able to outpay with their job and with the amount of money that they have collected in student loans. The last thing is check the plan frequently. It changes with different regulations from different government agencies, from different administrations coming in and out. Coming in and out. The student loans change from time to time. You can get better rates. You can get spread out more. You can condense it more based on your income. So again, just check frequently, and again, minimize the amount of college loans that you can get. So thank you for taking the time, and this is our source.
Thank you.
Questions?